now to the life and legacy of Quincy Jones, a music titan who worked with Frank Sinatra, Michael Jackson, Ray Charles, and so many more, passing away.
Quincy Jones, a musical titan, no doubt. But behind the legend lies a darker story, allegations of exploitation, control, and abuse, especially towards young Tevin Campbell. We're diving deep into this troubling side of his legacy. Tevin Campbell, the name takes us straight back to the 90s, with hits like Can We Talk and I'm Ready, still holding up today. But behind this fresh-faced talent was Quincy Jones, the legend who discovered him at just 12 years old. Quincy became his mentor, his producer, the architect of his early stardom. He shaped Tevin's sound, his image, but was it all sunshine and roses? Whispers of control started swirling around this partnership. Quincy, it's alleged, held Tevin's career in a tight grip. Not just the music, but his image, his public persona, maybe even his personal life. This is where Tevin's own words become crucial. In the interview, he reflects on that time, saying, "I always felt like I had to play the game, so to speak. You know, be the good boy, sing the songs, do the videos, and don't rock the boat." This speaks volumes. Here's a young, talented Black artist, already navigating a tough industry, feeling the pressure to conform. Did Quincy's guidance become a form of constraint? Did it stifle Tevin's authentic self-expression? Tevin also mentions, "There were definitely times I wanted to explore different sounds, different styles, but it was always, stick to the plan, Tevin, stick to the plan." This suggests a potential conflict between Tevin's artistic desires and the path laid out for him. Was this mentorship, or was it something more controlling, preventing him from reaching his full potential? Looking at this, it's hard not to consider the element of exploitation. A young, vulnerable artist under the wing of a powerful figure. Was Tevin's talent used to further Quincy's vision, potentially at the cost of his own artistic growth? These questions hang heavy, casting a long shadow over Tevin's journey. Okay, let's get real and dive deeper. We've heard Tevin's side, those hints of control and stifled creativity. Now, does this sound familiar? Remember those other young stars under Quincy's wing? Will Smith, for example? Think back to Will's early days. Quincy was more than a producer. He was a mentor, almost a father figure, guiding his career, shaping his image. Now, mentorship is great, but was there a similar dynamic at play here? Did Quincy's influence extend beyond music, into Will's personal life, his choices? We don't have the same kind of direct quotes from Will as we do from Tevin, but reading between the lines, you have to wonder. The intense loyalty, the deep respect. Was there an element of control mixed in there? Was this a pattern with Quincy? Did he see these young talents as blank canvases, eager to mold them to his vision? And it's not just Will. Think about the sheer number of artists Quincy worked with. From Frank Sinatra to Michael Jackson, he had a hand in shaping some of the biggest careers in music. Was this control, this influence, a recurring theme? Did it come from a good place, a desire to nurture talent, or was there something more calculated about it? This isn't about throwing shade on Quincy's legacy. He was undeniably a genius, a musical innovator. But we can't ignore these questions. Was there a systemic issue with his mentorship? Did his desire for control sometimes overshadow the needs and desires of the artists he worked with? It's a tough conversation, but one we need to have. All right, let's shift the spotlight to another powerhouse in this story, Oprah Winfrey. Now, Oprah, as we know, is the queen of daytime TV, a media mogul, an inspiration to millions. But let's rewind to the beginning before all that. Remember The Color Purple? That iconic film was Oprah's breakout role, the one that catapulted her to Hollywood stardom. And guess who was instrumental in getting her that part? Yep, Quincy Jones. He saw something special in her, a raw talent that others might have missed. He championed her, fought for her to get that role. Now that's mentorship, right? But was there more to it? Quincy, with his keen eye for talent, his knack for shaping careers. Did he see Oprah as another project to mold, another star to polish according to his vision? Think about Oprah's trajectory, from news anchor to actress to talk show host to media empress. Did Quincy's influence play a role in that evolution? Did he guide her, advise her, maybe even steer her towards certain paths? We know Oprah has spoken highly of Quincy, expressing gratitude for his support. But there's a layer here that's worth exploring. Was their relationship purely one of mentorship and gratitude? Or was there a power dynamic at play, a subtle influence that shaped Oprah's journey? This isn't to diminish Oprah's achievements. She's a force of nature, a self-made woman. But it's interesting to consider how Quincy's involvement might have contributed to her rise. Did he nurture her talent, or did he exert a level of control, shaping her career to fit his vision? These questions might not have easy answers, but they're worth pondering as we examine the complex web of relationships and influences that defined Quincy's legacy. Okay, folks, buckle up because this is where things get really heavy. We've talked about control, about stifled creativity, but now we need to address the elephant in the room, the truly dark allegations surrounding Quincy Jones. Let's be clear, these are serious accusations, and we need to handle them with care. We're talking about alleged sexual relationships with young men, even whispers of potential links to those horrific Hollywood sex rings we've all heard about. This isn't gossip. These are claims that, if true, paint a disturbing picture. Now, I'm not here to throw around unfounded accusations. We need to stick to the facts, to the available evidence, but we can't shy away from this conversation either. These allegations have been circulating for years, and they cast a long shadow over Quincy's legacy. What do we actually know? Well, there have been various accounts, rumors, and whispers over the years. Some individuals have come forward with stories, though often anonymously. There's the infamous Vulture interview where Quincy himself made some eyebrow-raising comments about his personal life. But concrete evidence? That's harder to come by. It's important to acknowledge the sensitivity of this topic. We're talking about potentially illegal activities, about the exploitation of vulnerable individuals. It's messy, it's uncomfortable, but it's part of the story. This section isn't about sensationalizing or condemning, it's about acknowledging the full picture, the good and the bad, the light and the shadow. Quincy Jones was a musical genius, a visionary, but he was also a human being with flaws and complexities. These allegations, whether fully substantiated or not, add another layer to his story, a layer we can't ignore. This is a difficult conversation, but it's one we need to have if we want to truly understand Quincy Jones and his impact on the world. Quincy Jones is gone, his legacy cemented in music history. But the questions we've raised, the shadows we've explored, they're not going away. So, what happens now? Well, there's one person who holds a key piece of this puzzle, Tevin Campbell. He's been relatively quiet over the years, but with Quincy's passing, could this be a moment for him to finally open up, to share his full truth, his unfiltered experience? Imagine the impact that could have. Tevin's voice could corroborate the allegations, shed light on the extent of control and potential exploitation. It could force a reassessment of Quincy's legacy, a more nuanced understanding of his genius and his flaws. And it's not just about Quincy. Tevin speaking out could send ripples throughout the music industry. It could spark a larger conversation about power dynamics, about protecting young artists, about creating an environment where they can thrive without fear of manipulation or abuse. Of course, this is all speculation. Tevin might choose to remain private, to keep his experiences to himself, and that's his right. But the possibility remains, the potential for truth to emerge, for a fuller picture to be painted. This is where I leave you, the viewers, with questions. What do you think will happen? Will Tevin speak out? How should we grapple with these conflicting aspects of Quincy's legacy? How can we create a better future for artists, free from exploitation and control? Let's keep this conversation going. Share your thoughts, your opinions, your hopes. Because this isn't just about Quincy Jones, it's about the music industry, about power, about truth. And those are conversations we always need to be having. Always